boat ashore, alleluia, on Christ the solid rock I stand, all other ground is sinking sand. It only takes to get a fire going. This little tribute to Calvary Chapel and the parking lot of Calvary Chapel, which has a sign saying, "No smoking allowed anywhere in this parking lot." Reminds me of the Jesus Christ radio show that says, "Don't call me if you've had a drink. I'm too holy a host to talk to you now. I created you. And if you tell me thank you, I will tell you you're welcome. Remember, I am very holy, your holy host. But I never say anything about king, but I created you if you're gay that way." So, back to Calvary Chapel, where I argued with that pastor in Oceanside and said, "Why don't you ever talk about prayer?" And he said, "Prayer's not that big a deal to me. Doesn't really make that much a difference," or something to that degree. And I was like, he's saying this on the phone to me? That means he doesn't think that God hears him? Oh, ye of little faith. So I prayed, well, that's kind of sad, Lord. I hope you don't let him keep teaching. And, well, he's gone now. And he didn't just quit teaching, if you know what I mean. And no, I didn't have any curses on him. But I do think it's important to shine light where there's too much darkness, especially in teachings today. So I'm back to visit Calvary Chapel again with their latest on the end times in the kingdom. It's a big new Calvary Chapel is preparing for the kingdom or something to that degree. Talked about getting ready for the kingdom and things like this, and how we might be in war and it could get uglier. But it's gonna get all shifting sands there on those end times views, and then all of a sudden he moved it over to talents. Well, Mr. Pastor, hello. Those talents were only literal. There's no spiritualizing there, because see, it was more about you than anyone else. So as you brought your lovely end times message about the kingdom into a guilt, fear-mongering theme of how we all need to give to the kingdom as the dollar turns to the peso, and you don't ever want to talk about Philippians 2 and about all will bow to. No, nothing about those things. No, sir. We're talking about a kingdom here, so bring that money in and put your talents to it, too, for our work. We're trying to do the right thing here. Do tell, quite fine, sir. What work are you doing? And which church are you in Revelation 2? And how many hundreds of acres did Chuck Smith own? Under whose name? Calvary Chapel, by chance, from tithing money? And is that, like, used right now for campers who might be going homeless as the dollar becomes the peso? And that's the kingdom you're helping? How exactly? And are you living homeless now like my king did? And isn't that part of the test we're in now as the wheat gets separated from the chaff? But you look more chaffy than ever, and don't you realize that Revelation 22, well, it's coming soon. After 1 Corinthians 3, judge comes and takes care of the chaff in Revelation 2. Did you not want to teach those parts where, like, he hates most of the church right now because they're pazers, fakers, and posers, and liars and thieves? And if they're not, which part are you? If only Catholic radio right now is praying 24/7 for a coming king, like Mel Gibson's Passion Part 2. Were you not a fan of that movie either, sir? Or which side of that view are you on? Because that was pretty true to me, and I think I got a lot of prayers answered to confirm it. So if you didn't, are you praying to princes, or who are you praying to? Because if you never talk about the real king to come and what part of that you're in, or that other part that said if your righteousness doesn't exceed that of the Pharisees, you have no part of the kingdom, or that other part that says that you can't love God and money, or that blasphemy has no forgiveness in this life or the next, like that Raven song, Nevermore. Wow. So just tell me, Luke, are you coming to the light side, or are you already quite dark like Darth?